Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here. Just got back from seeing the 10 o'clock showing of The Last Exorcism Part II. Now, a lot of people are, having a heyday with the title because it's The Last Exorcism. How can there be a Part 2 to it? Well, you know, this is one of those movies that I liked, but it wasn't perfect in any sense. I liked it though, but it just, some of the stuff was a little questionable, and some of the very questionable, like, CGI in a couple spots. And one thing too, I remember when I first heard they were doing this, I remember hearing that this was going to be R-rated, and this was going to kind of be going even further than the first one with kind of the creepiness, and I was kind of disappointed that they didn't go, R-rated with this. And there's a couple points that you could kind of tell, okay, they cut this, yeah, you could tell what was going on with a couple different things. But, the first film was all done found footage about this guy who was a kind of like preacher kind of guy, television, who would kind of do exorcisms, and it was all fake, and they were following around with a documentary crew, and he was kind of making jokes about what he was doing and didn't even believe what he was doing. And, if you haven't seen the first one, you shouldn't probably be watching this review, but, in the first movie, it shows, what happens to him, him dying, and, her disappearing, and, all the stuff that happens. This one picks up right after the first one, and it's not done the found footage style. It's done just, like a regular movie, and I thought that worked, the found footage stuff, sometimes you just kind of getting a little tired of so many found footage things. So I'm kind of glad they went a different direction. It's just like with Blair Witch 2. The only difference with Blair Witch 2 is it had none of the same characters, no connection, by characters. This one is the same girl, and it's mainly her being found. And, because when she leaves, in the first movie, she ends up in these random people's house. They call the police, and she ends up getting put into this kind of transitional home, kind of like a group home. And, when she's there, the guy who runs it's like, well, you don't have to, keep the religion with you, and you can move on, and you can have your own decision on what you want and what you believe. So she basically puts away her cross and, just sort of gets a job, and so it's pretty much moving on, and things are looking good. And then there's always something in the back of her mind with this, the spirit or the demon that's kind of with her the whole time, and it's kind of with him trying to seduce her so he can become, freed. And that's the main thing, is that he can pretty much take over. And it's really just the stuff that's going on, and there were some creepy aspects to it. It's kind of like in one of the Jason movies when they had them all, like I think the Dream Wars. It was like they do that a lot of times in movies when they kind of put people into group home settings in movies and then kind of have things going on, and it felt a little bit. The movie just did not feel as creepy as the first one, and a lot of people didn't love the first one. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a little different. And for found footage one, I thought it was pretty well done. I mean, I remember in the audience, there's people behind me going, I don't know how this really happened. I can't believe they found the footage and let it out like this. How'd they get the permission to really use it? And people really like buying the original one. I don't know, like I said, I liked it, but it really was not perfect. And, some of the CGI was kind of like, what? It just wasn't very good, some of it. And there's a little bit unfitting to it in a couple of places. And one thing, like when someone gets hit against glass, it's really bad CGI. I'm like, they couldn't have done that practically? There's some stuff just didn't make any sense. I don't know, out of 5 stars, probably 3. Like the first one I really liked. Like I said, though, this isn't horrible. It's not bad at all. It's got some creepy elements to it. But after seeing the trailer for that new one, like that new horror one from the Insidious guy, I think he directed it, James Wan. I don't remember what the name of it was, but that one looks like a really good one. But anyway, though, not too much to say about this one. Not perfect, okay. That's pretty much all I have to say on that. But anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching, for subscribing. I'll see you guys later. Bye.